So often while at a big box store, like Lowe's, I guess you guys have Maynard's, Home Depots, anything like that, any type of a store that has tools in it. I feel like sometimes livestock, we're just walking through, basically just grazing, kind of looking at everything. And the other day while walking through Home Depot, something caught my attention out of the corner of my eye. I turned to look at it, and my initial thought was, somebody stole something off that. So I walked over to investigate, finally looked at it, and I thought to myself, I like this. We have a tool review right after this. I'm Rick, and this Shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. Nailed that for your sanity. This is The Shack. Hello and welcome back to The Shack. The more I investigated, the more I looked into this tool, the more I really liked it. I go online, I check different prices throughout different places, and I add in shipping and everything, see what the best price I can get. It's all about saving money. Well, Home Depot had a special running at that time, and I don't know when this video comes out if it will still be available. So check in the description below. I have a link to that on Amazon and in Home Depot. But they had a incentive to purchase this tool. They gave you a free tool only to go with it. So you had a choice, I believe, of 5 other tools. What I chose was this, the Milwaukee 3/8 inch ratchet. And that will be a completely different video. And I will tell you why I chose that there. But this is about something else. So with that, no more guesswork, other than you probably know by the title and thumbnail. Let's just dive right in. So what I got was a Milwaukee installation drill driver. It's a 4-in-1 dedicated solutions. And that's what I really liked. After I looked at it more closely, I realized it wasn't missing something. That's the way it was built, because it has 4 attachments. First thing you're going to do when you open this up, you're going to notice a very, very nice, almost too good, soft case that the tool comes in. This is it. And I mean nice, because this is nicely embroidered. So the M12 fuel logo, all this is embroidered. This is really, really nice. So much so, I don't think I'm going to keep it in this. I think another project coming very soon would be a nice wooden box to fit this in, and I'll explain more in a moment. But yes, you're going to be greeted with a very, very nice soft case. What's inside the case is the following. I'll show you this and I'll tell you what each thing is. You have the tool itself, the M12 installation drill driver. You have the 3/8 inch chuck. You have the 1/4 inch hex attachment. The offset hex attachment. Right angle hex attachment. Two M12 batteries. And the M12 battery charger itself. That is what you get in this kit. Let's get a more up close and personal look at the tools now. You get the manual for the tool, manual for the M12 battery charger. Always just at least skim through it, look at it. I know I had to figure some things out. Of course, you get 2 M12 batteries, and that's another thing I liked about this. I've always said everything needs to come with 2 batteries. This is a big plus in my book. You have the M12 battery charger, and this is another little thing. Everything is held in via Velcro. And I'm not going to be strapping these in every single time. This I like. This is a good thing because you have the dividers here. That's perfect. Velcro divider would have been perfect. You got the M12 battery charger, which I don't need because I have 2 battery chargers. One I keep on my tool storage battery charging organization station. I'll put a link to that video, boom, up there. Completely in-depth, detailed video on building my version of my tool storage. It fits my need. So in that, I have a battery charger that has the capability of M12 and M18, so I don't need this. So my thought was, because I don't need that, I can bring this over to here, cut this down about right here, put the 2 batteries down here, and build me a nice little storage box, really nice, and put this in there and keep this nice and clean. I know I'm weird. That's my thought. It could be a video down the line. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell. You never know when that video might come out. Again, more Velcro. I'm not a fan of this. Come on. There we go. It's just too much. People are going to put it in there. They're going to throw that in there. They're going to throw the batteries in there. They're never going to use the Velcro again. Let's dive into the tool a little bit more and talk about some of the specs and some of the functionality here. This is the Milwaukee Fuel, the brushless M12 installation drill driver. It comes with the belt clip installed. Personally, I'm going to take that off, but it is ambidextrous. You can put it here, take it off, or put it on the side, whichever fits your specific need. I am working on my truck, and I'm also working on my friend's truck. I actually have his door panel behind the camera here. I am replacing vent actuators underneath the dash. So that's the main reason I'm taking this off, because if I'm underneath or doing something, I don't need this to grab any wires, grab anything and get caught on. So I am taking that off to prevent me from catching anything while working on our vehicles. So for me, that's just coming off and it's staying off. M12 is a different platform versus your M18. The M12, it kind of is a slimmer battery versus the M18. That's this one. They are different. They have a 3.0 amp hour battery that's the same size as this, but once you get into the 4 amp hour battery or larger, it becomes like this. It's basically like that. And to me, that takes away from the functionality of this because it's slim and compact. Having something like this mounted on the bottom of it just takes away from that sleekness. I was hoping they had maybe a 4 amp hour battery with this, but they don't. You can get a 3 amp hour battery, slim design. But from that point on, it goes to more of a style like this. So I was looking around, Home Depot has these for $69 even, not $69.57, $69.89, $69.99, $69 even, which is weird. Or you buy 2 for $129 even. And that's only an $8 savings for 2. It's not that big of a deal. So I think I'm going to buy a single battery, 3.0 amp hour battery. So that way I have 2 of these and the one 3 amp hour battery, and I don't think I'll have a need for anything more. In the lines of the battery, I mentioned I'm glad this came with 2 because I didn't see anything on here as far as a charge indicator. Now on the M18, it's right there, shows you. But I was pleasantly surprised when I got the tool and I was checking it out. Charge indicator is right there. Tool is off. I know the light, you can't see it, but it is red. It's right there where the little lock is, that's lit up, so that means it doesn't engage the motor, it's off. Also doesn't turn on the light. You pull the trigger, you see right there, it will tell you what your battery charge is. So I was pleasantly surprised about that. I'm glad that was on there. On top here, you have stage 1, stage 2, or position 1, position 2, whatever you want to call it. But it is for the motor. So in position 1, it is 0 to 400 RPM. Position 2 is 0 to 1600 RPM. So this is more of your drill mode. That is more of your assembly mode. I don't think I said this has a 300 inch-pound torque capability. Pretty torquey for a little tool like this. Moving up from this, now you have your control. This is your forward reverse button, not a switch, button. So it is, doesn't show anything now, but it will light up when I pull the trigger. Boom. It's red. I know you probably can't see it on there. And the lock is lit up. So if I give it one click, this arrow here lights up pointing forward. So now it is in the forward position. Let me put this in so you can see it turn. One click, arrow is pointing back, that is a reverse. So in order to lock it, you press and hold for 3 seconds. Let me see if you can see that there. 1001, 1002, 1003, boop. Now it's in the lock position, nothing happens. And the light doesn't come on. Again, I'm gonna put it, now it's engaged. As soon as I pull the trigger, the light comes on. Now I'm gonna say something that might be a little controversial, so I'm gonna pre-warn you now if I say anything about things that go bang, pew-pews, be pre-warned now. I was looking at this because, and I say this on my impacts, when I'm using them, I have a grip like this, and I'm using the trigger, and then if I need to reverse, all I have to do is use my thumb, click, reverse, so I can toggle back and forth from forward reverse with my pointing finger and my thumb. I can back and forth, forward and reverse. So when it came to this, there's nothing here. I can't switch back and forth. It's up here. So I have to stop, reach up, click, go reverse. Put that in here so you can see this. Go back up, click it again for forward. And I thought, that's going to be a little getting used to. I'm not used to that. I'm used to clicking it right here to go forward and reverse. And then I was sitting there holding it the other day. I'm like, and this is why I say pre-warned. When I go to the range and I practice, one thing you practice is your grip. So on your handgun, you're going to have a tail here. You always grab it with your webbing. And this is how I hold my firearm before I'm ready to shoot, because this is my trigger finger. It's in the safe position away from the trigger. I'm holding it like this, looking at it, and all of a sudden it dawned on me, this is almost like made that way. So now I'm gripping it this way, holding it this way. Now, look at that. I can reach up my thumb and I'm forward, reverse, just one click, boom. Forward, boom, reverse, forward, reverse. It's not bad, and it's actually very comfortable. So that's what I'm saying. From my point of view, my perspective from the things that I do, this is what it reminds me of. I'm thinking, wow, this is a comfortable grip, very balanced in my hand, and I'm using my middle finger as the trigger finger now, and my thumb to toggle back and forth from forward and reverse. This isn't actually bad. I kind of like this now. This is sweet. I'm just saying. So back to forward, and I'm going to press and hold and put it back in the lock position. There. Safety. Always safety. Just my 2 cents, something I realized and I thought about because it just was a natural grip for me, basically. So yeah. Some of you might relate, some of you might want to freak out. Last thing I want to say before we talk about the attachments is the clutch. Turn this all this way and it doesn't show this and there's no indicator like an arrow or something on here. But this kind of doesn't really go to a point, but it kind of does. And if I'm looking down, I'm sighting down the top of my tool. This is the top, this is the arrow, and it's right between number 2 and the drill picture here, a drill bit. So this has to be number 1 on the clutch because you can't go any further this way, you have to start going this way. Number 2 is on top, 3 is in the middle of 2 and 4, 4 on top. So the clutch goes from 1 all the way up to, where's that, 14, 15, 16. Right there, 16. Now to get to the drill, you continue past 16, you lock it into the drill position. And that's where number 2 comes in. You put it in the 2 position, 0 to 1600 RPM. That's for your drilling. For everything else, I'm using the number 1. I'm clicking it back down and using the clutch. So this is something I didn't like almost immediately. I have to bring in another tool, I'm sorry. This is my Porter cable. This one I've had for about 6 years or better. I just completely replaced the trigger mechanism in here because my trigger would not work half the time. I use this impact 90% of the time. This is my go-to. It's my baby right here. Magnet for this is on top. The new ones don't have this. Just the older one does. And there, I can put my bit there. And I want to show you something compared to the other one. Not that you're going to be flipping it around like this. I just want to show you the holding power. Finally. It takes a lot to get this to come off. And it's heavier, so it's going to have more weight to throw it off versus your bit. This bit will not come off for anything. I mean, I can really go up and down. That ain't coming off for nothing. This has more weight to it. You get enough force, it will come off. There it goes. Oop, don't fall off there. All right. And one other thing I want to note. This goes in single-handed. This is something I think Milwaukee really needs to look into because none of their tools have it. It ejects. One-handed operation. I'm holding something, and I'm using this. All I have to do to switch out, if I need to get another bit or something, I can set this down. I'm holding this, holding it, pop it out. See, if I'm tilted down, it'll shoot it right out. Put the other bit in and do what I got to do, and then maybe I got to do something else. Well, that one popped out because it's lighter. Put my other bit back in. One-handed. Very simple, very simplistic. I like that. Just remember that. So back to the Milwaukee. Whoop. This actually catches on a lip right here. So I'm going to do this way. Right off. Doesn't even take a lot of force. Little bump. That comes off. It doesn't hold it at all. These are better, but the problem I have with it, not only is it weak, it is in a bad position. It has these fins on the side that make it almost impossible. You can't just grab it and pull it off. Not like this. You grab it, pull it off. Whoops, I missed. I'm looking at the camera. Grab it, pull it off, put in. Whoops. Take it out, put the other one on, grab this back in. It just makes it simple to grab. It's fluid, it's easy. Nothing like the Milwaukee. I would like to see something on top here. Right there, it'd be great. And I could just pull it off, put it in, take it off, grab the other side. I just lost it. I like things that flow smoothly. And this does not, because you can't get your fingers on it because the sides, these fins are blocking it. You can't get your fingers in to get it, so you have to pull it to the side or go like this and kind of roll it and get it up. Or you have to pull it this way, grab it and pull it off. I don't like this. It shields this from being able to be more functional. And it's not that strong anyway, because this fall right off. But I kind of understand that it's covered, so if you're doing something, it's not going to hit them and knock it off. But at the same time, they could have done something a little more stronger. Personally, with all the technology and the rare earth magnets, dude, you could have put 3 or 4 earth magnets on here and that sucker would stay on for days. You could hang off and do pull-ups. That's weak. That's all I'm going to say. So my next point, compared to the other one, you can use this like that, but it's just a weak magnet again. These come out pretty easy. And you know, so many times, if you have tips like this that don't have strong enough magnets, they don't lock in, you use these, you pull the tool away, the bit's still stuck in the end of the dang screw. But I understand this is made for these. Even though I'm bagging on a few things, I really like this tool. So we'll use the drill chuck first. To set these on, you pull this forward, it releases the ball bearings inside there that go over this and get attached around that groove right here. So this is basically a 1/4-inch hex post in there that inserts in this like this, and you just connect it onto that. So you pull this back to release the ball bearings, so it'll go over this. Slide it in and release it. That locks it in. Works like any other traditional style chuck. Let me turn it on. I'll just use this. I don't have a drill bit with me right now. I'll hold that, lock it in, and I'll bring it down so you can hear it click. Just like any other, you lock it in, click, it's locked in. And just like any other chuck, turn it the other way up to release it. Right there, boom. And out it comes. Sweet. Pull it forward, release the chuck. There's your all steel 3/8-inch drill chuck. The 1/4-inch hex tip, same thing. You can see it better right there. You got the hex bar, or whatever you call it right there, that inserts into that locks it in. But you got to pull that forward just like the chuck to release those ball bearings, so this locks it in. Now this, it doesn't release. That's what I'm saying. Milwaukee, it's almost two-handed. Come on, get that off there. Or you can do it, but you have to kind of grab it, pull forward, pull that out at the same time. It's not a very smooth, easy operation. I love my Porter cable just because of that. Pops it right out, makes it so nice and easy. But at least you can use this, it's gonna lock it in, and when you pull the tool away from your screw or nut, whatever you're doing, the tip is gonna come with you. It's not going to be left behind because it's locked in. So release that. Simple, easy. Now, quick little something on my last 2 attachments here. This is your right angle. This is the offset. Same thing, you can use these without having anything attached to it. But again, it's just a weak magnet in there and they'll come out. And this, especially if you're using a bit and you got this down because you're offset, this, see how low you can get this down to the ground? Pretty low. There's no way to really lock that in there. Even though it seems pretty stiff, you know darn well there's going to be somewhere down the line. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. You're going to be screwing something in, you pull that out and it's going to be stuck in there. I really prefer something to lock my bit in. I don't like that at all. So with that aside, now I can talk about these two in a little more depth. This is your right angle. If you look on here, you have all these tabs. If you look where the screws are at, so these are like your 12, 3, 6, and 9 on your clock. And in between these, you have 3 tabs each. So there's a total of 12 tabs. On this, you have 4 tabs on top, 4 on the bottom. Basically, these tabs, they're like this, so you have to turn it till they mesh in and they lock when you insert it. You can pull that out, you move it, and lock. Pull it out, move it, and lock. So Milwaukee says once I put this in here, let me get that over there, I can rotate this 360 degrees and I have 16 possibilities to lock this in. So I have 16 positions. Same with this. Put that on there, 360 degrees. I can turn it and I got 16 possibilities to lock this in, 16 different positions, okay? But let's say I put this in here. I'm just thinking about something. Let me put this up so I can have it like this. So see, I can move this around anywhere till I get the position I need this. So now I can put this on, just so you can see it. I can even use the drill now. And I can also use this, which I was thinking about this. If I have 16 positions on here, this 16 positions here, that also means, let me lock that in there. I got 16 positions here. Man, I can just move this every which way. So I got 32 positions combined. Yeah, I can go nuts, man. I can get some weird stuff going on here. I mean, it's just unlimited almost. Seriously, it's crazy. So if you had a impact and you had this, yeah, it works, but it just free spins. That was another thing I liked about this. I use this, it still looks brand new. I've only used like 4 or 5 times, but it comes in handy because there are times I need it. So you may not always need the right angle or the offset, but when you do, you're going to be so happy you have this. But the thing about this versus this locks in. That ain't spinning around. That's going to give me a better force putting that screw in, because there are times you're pushing down on this and this is going to wobble. You're going to try to hold it there as you're trying to get force in to get that screw going. Get that out of the way. And it's going to pivot on you. Where this, if I'm using that ain't going nowhere, baby. That's solid. So I can just go vroom, and just pound that screw right in. That ain't going nowhere. These are great. They come in very handy for what they are. But this takes it to another level. Just saying. Let's put this to use. I'm going to show you real quickly these, putting some screws in, using the drill real quick, using these real quick, just so you can see them in use. Again, 300 inch-pounds of torque out of this little thing. Literally will sink a 4-inch screw into 4x6 with no issues. If you're starting out new, wanting to look for some tools, you may want to look at this, because this will give you a drill and an impact all in one, plus additional features. Oops, wrong way. Now I want to go this all the way around, click it, drill, click number 2. There we go. I'm not going to drill far because I don't want to drill into my tabletop. Nice. Click it on number 1, just see what happens. You see the difference in the speed though. The drill tip, let's just do our offset. So let me put that in there. So we'll just start it there. I got it in the drill on at 1. And I'm going to go to number 1, just see if this torque works on this. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm going to go 2, 3, 4. Pretty cool. 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. 10 takes it all the way down. Pretty good. I like that. So let's click here, reverse it. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's do the offset just so we know it works. Put that in here and we'll take this out and do the torque tip. There we go. Now the 10 is where I'm at, so if I go back up about 6, not too bad. Go to 2, yep, 4, 6. 6 is about the limit. So let's go reverse, pull it out. No, not a problem at all. I like this, it's very, very slick. The 90, this offset works fantastic. So you know the normal one, no problem. Clicks in, at least that one locks in. Again, we'll do another one. We'll start it here. I click it there. And that is on a 6, does pretty good. Move over here in case I go through. Even 4 is good, wow. Kick it up to 2. Yep. 4, it does it. Ooh, I can just feel it coming out. Now definitely if it was a thicker screw, it would have issues, but this is a number 8, so it has no issues with that. So my final thoughts. Originally, I gave it 5 because it exceeded my expectations, but then I took a couple away because I don't like this and the fact that the hex tips here don't hold the tips in very well, but I had to rethink that because once you use this, it really does, it locks it in that way. My biggest concern is the offset because there's really no way to lock that in. So that's a concern. But I'm going to overlook that basically because you can connect all these to this and add this even more functionality out of this. So basically you have 4 attachments, but because of this, you have 4 plus 3 more at an angle. So you can add all these to this, so that actually makes it almost 7 attachments. Because of all that versatility, I'm going to just go with a 5-star. I am impressed with this. I like this little tool to get in there and do these things. It's compact. Get this off there, nothing there to hit, to catch. I definitely wouldn't go any more than a 3.0 amp hour battery because then you get the big square one and it kind of takes away from the sleek design. I understand more power, longer battery charge, but then it's getting a little bulky, I think. And this is more of a streamlined tool. So I would get a couple of 3 amp hour batteries and just deal with it. So other than a few little, my personal biases, I guess you want to say, I'm really impressed with this tool. I'm going to stick with it. 5-star definitely, because it did exceed my expectation. And if you're into or starting into woodworking or something else, and you don't know if you really want to spend the money on 2 tools, a drill and an impact, you got them both right here. So you're not only getting a drill and an impact, you're getting an angle attachment with it, and you're getting an offset attachment with it, plus all the possibilities of the combination thereof too, okay? Nothing else I can say. I really am impressed with this tool. With that, we are done. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Take back your shack. Build it for your sanity. Yeah, I got nothing else, man. This is just, it blew me away. It really blew me away. And I apologize if people got triggered, but I have to go with my experience in things, my experiences in life, and why, when I was holding it like that, what it reminded me of, and how much better it fits in the hand, and how more convenient that button is this way versus holding it this way and having to stop, put my finger up. I can just hold it like that and click, 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 and use the tool comfortably. So if you get one, try that grip out and see if it fits you, if it's comfortable for you. I'm just saying. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified when any future videos do come out. Thank you so much again for watching, and we will see you next video.